Hey, this video is going to be very quick. I just wanted to cover very briefly the touch events, tap events and touch events in Corona SDK. They're actually two different things. A lot of times in your game you can use one or the other, but there are times when you really need a touch event, although I'm not going to cover that in this crash course here. The main difference between touches and taps is touches have a phase. So there's a begin phase, which is when your finger touches the screen, a moved phase, which is when your finger moves on the screen, an ended phase when your finger was lifted from the screen, and then a canceled phase, which is what happens if you're dragging across the screen and you go off onto the bezel of the device. That'll give it a canceled phase. In the next video, we're going to get into taps, and I just wanted to make sure that you knew that there's more than just taps in Corona SDK. The touch event is the kind of thing that once you really get into games, you'll want to know when somebody began to touch something and when they ended touching something, or when something is being moved, because if you want to drag something across the screen, you're going to know the moved phase. So in the next video, when we get into tapping and stuff, if you're wondering, how does that work? Just know that there is more than just the tap events. There's also touch events in Corona SDK, and that's the kind of thing you want to dive into when you're doing a more complicated game.